What's up, bro? I literally just woke up, so I'm gonna record this video here, and you can pretend like we're cuddling. I woke up and I was thinking about why am I thinking about self-improvement all the time, man? I was thinking about motivation and discipline. And you've probably heard like the stereotypical sayings in self-improvement, where it's like, oh, motivation's fake. Motivation. I've literally just woke up, bro. So I forgot like shit on my face from like, where you have like, you wake up and you got like shit in your eyes and everything. But you've probably heard those sayings which says like, motivation, God, yeah, motivation isn't real, and it's fickle, and I've said that shit as well. And like, discipline's what you need, and that's kind of nice. And for a lot of young people, they need to hear that. They need to hear like, do the work, especially when you don't feel like it. You don't need to wait for motivation. But picture this: the best the best way to live your life would hopefully be that you're motivated to do the things that you need to do. If you're motivated for your work, for your studies, to go to the gym, to meditate, bro, that's fucking sick, right? Motivation's got like a bad name recently. I woke up and I was kind of pissed off because I kind of visualized like a bunch of like the big like self-improvements and the productivity. You'll probably know who I'm talking about, like productivity YouTubers and self-improvement, like these sophisticated, like clean shirt motherfuckers. And the way that they talk about like how to get more motivated always kind of offended me when I would watch those videos, because I watch them and the advice that they give to be more motivated is all this like just cringe, like, oh, just promise yourself that you'll do 5 minutes and you can take a break, all this kind of like as if you're like pathetic. And I never vibed with that, so that shit never worked for me. But there's one thing that has motivated me through my entire adult life, and I think you can probably relate because you probably feel the exact same way if you're a young man watching this. And it's the idea of, I originally thought it was the idea of attracting women in a more sophisticated, mature, and like emotionally connecting or emotionally intelligent way. I now realize it's the idea of attracting the woman, your future wife, the mother of your children. I wake up every day cuddling my pillow. It's like, as a young man, that's something that means so much to you, is this idea of like attracting the woman to have children with. That's what you should be using for motivation. You should act like the things you're doing are gonna help you attract her. And this doesn't necessarily mean like, do things for women. This doesn't mean like, okay, go to the gym for women. This is for your own benefit, to just kind of like add extra burning desire to those tasks that you need to do, which is going to help you to turn you into a better man. And you can think of two different things. You can think of either specifically kind of attracting like your future wife, or you can think, which is my preference, is think that you already have a wife. Excuse me. Think that you already have a wife who has just told you that she's pregnant. You have 9 months to get your shit together. If you really take some time to visualize that right now, like think of your dream woman, and somehow, bro, she is like literally head over heels for you. You're walking around arm in arm, and like she just constantly just looks up at you in that like cutest, like feminine way. She's yours, you are hers. You're both deeply, deeply, deeply in love, and you're so like excited. Your heart warms up when you look at her, and she's just announced the news to you. You would be very excited, even a bit anxious. There's so many emotions. I spoke to a guy yesterday. I went to the gym, and there's a guy like I've spoke to like a couple of times. I always compliment his eyes. Like, he's a guy with like such pretty eyes. But I spoke to him and he said that, he's like changed up his workout routine because he needs to be more efficient to save time, because he's got like other stuff on. And I'm the kind of guy, like when someone kind of hints towards something like personal, bro, I asked the question. So he said like, he doesn't have as much time because he's like focused on something else. So I said, okay, what are you focused on? And so he said, he's going to have a child in like 2 weeks, May 6th. I put it in my calendar as well afterwards, and I was like, oh fuck, like, barely, like I've spoken to him like 3-4 times, but I gave him like a hug, told him like I'm so excited for him and everything, and I asked him how he was feeling, And he said, I was expecting him to say, like, like, I'm feeling so positive and excited, but he said, I'm feeling like the whole range of emotions. And I think that's what's accurate here. You'd feel the whole range of emotions. You'd be excited. You'd be like feeling so like masculine and purposeful. But then you'd also would be feeling quite anxious and nervous and maybe fearful. And I think, one of the biggest reasons, if we really break it down, why would you kind of feel so anxious? There's probably two big reasons. If you really think about, like, hey, really, really leveling up with a woman, making her your wife and having children, why would that make you feel some kind of negativity? And it's probably, in like very, very practical, specific terms, it's probably to do with finances and also with responsibility, and the finances, the responsibility. So imagine you have 9 months right now to get your shit in order and to make enough money to become successful enough that it doesn't like place a huge burden on yourself or your wife or your future child. I think that's like a really good mindset personally, because we need a little bit of pressure. This is different from all the advice you've seen, and I know that so many people will disagree with this. All those like modern day productivity gurus, and they give you all these like nice hee tactics, but you need something bigger. All of that stuff is like level 1 shit of like, oh, just do the Pomodoro technique. Just, just be productive for 5 minutes. And if you want to stop, you can stop. All of that's like, it's wishy-washy. It's kind of stupid, but it's like, maybe you can work. But it's like, you need to look at like level 5. Why the fuck do you wake up? Why? Yeah, you're being forced to go to school, to go to work and stuff. But like, why should you even wake up? Why should you do anything? What's bigger than you? What's bigger than you, but still has like, that you are still 100% responsible for? Your children. And most men don't act like fathers until they are fathers. And they are the reason why fatherlessness is such a huge problem these days. I think the best fathers start acting like fathers years, decades before they become fathers. You practice taking full responsibility. You foresee problems and obstacles, victories and failures. Look into the future right now and see those situations come up. Pretend like, just live as if your woman is pregnant. It will start this fire inside of you, and now you don't want to rest. You don't, this fucking 1 hour of video games, bro. Imagine if you get told like your wife is pregnant, you're not gonna be just being a dumbass and like, oh, 1 hour of video games and like, oh, just quick, let me just eat some snacks. You're gonna be on your shit. Now, of course, because we're on self-improvement, because we have like a good mindset, good education, we understand that this doesn't mean work 24 hours. We understand that this still means like, yeah, prioritize sleep, prioritize health. But it also just means like, stop wasting time. I don't know, man. I love this mindset. And for me, that motivates me extremely, extremely highly. Give me a kiss, bro. Mwah. Do you want to cuddle?